Hi, I'm Claire and it is so good to be with you again today. We are really excited for our Destination Holiday Club starting tomorrow. If you haven't booked tickets or you aren't local, you can still join us by watching our online videos on this YouTube channel from 9 o'clock each morning and also accessing our activities and challenges via a link to Google Drive. Today we're looking at another fruit of the Spirit and discovering how when we let the Holy Spirit grow God's fruit in us, the more like Jesus we become. I've given up cutting back the brambles in my garden, and before much longer I'm going to be able to pick some really nice blackberries. It's time to hear from some of you now and find out what your favourite fruit is and why. And if you could be any piece of fruit, what you would be and why. If you'd like to tell us your answers, then send me a video to include in the coming weeks.
I would be an apple because they're juicy and red.
If I could be a fruit, I should like to be a strawberry. Strawberries are a beautiful colour. I love the colour red. They are also very delicious. I love eating strawberries. Also, they are very popular. Lots of people like them.
So far, we've looked at love, joy, peace, and today's fruit is patience. I've chosen a pineapple to represent patience. I love pineapple, but don't buy them very often as it's such a faff getting it ready to eat. Patience is definitely required. I also love pineapple upside down cake. So what is the fruit of patience? Patience is waiting, but it's also what we do while we're waiting and not wishing time away. We could have picked a number of Bible passages today to look at. Could have chosen Abraham and Sarah waiting for a baby, David waiting to be king, the father waiting for his youngest son to come home. But we're going to look today at Joseph waiting to be released from prison. You can find this part of Joseph's story in Genesis chapter 39 verse 19 to chapter 40 verse 44. Pause me while you find out what happened. Can you think of any other Bible characters who had to be patient and wait for something? We don't know how long Joseph was in prison for something that he hadn't done, but we do know it was years. I wonder, if you had been Joseph, how you would have felt at the different points in his story. How would you have felt towards God? But how did Joseph feel? What did he do during his time in prison? How did he make the best out of it? And what was God's plan for Joseph? So, are you a patient person? What has been the hardest thing you've had to wait for so far? How about when you were last on a journey? Did you say, "Are we there yet?" And how about, are you waiting for something now? Counting the sleeps maybe? Something that seems a long time away? I've got 2 big holidays booked in January and February next year to celebrate a big birthday, and I'm already counting the days until them. 10 years ago, I had my biggest lesson in patience so far, and it was really hard. I needed a new job, and I'd applied for lots and wasn't getting any of them. Time was running out, and then God gave me this job. A job I absolutely love. And then I needed to move from Bournemouth, but I couldn't sell my house there, and I kept missing out on lots of houses that I really liked here. But then, just as my house sold, I found this amazing house. Up until this year, our lives have all been about the now, the instant, haven't they? But I think during these last 4 months of lockdown, we've all needed much more patience than we would have had things carried on as normal. What have you had to be patient for recently? patience is slowing down. It's learning that waiting is valuable. It's learning that patience produces perseverance. When we are waiting, we learn so much more about ourselves. Waiting teaches us to trust God, who has a good plan for us, who knows and holds the future. And learning to trust that we can rely on his timing, which is most likely going to be different to ours. So this week, how are you going to let God grow the fruit of patience in you more? Is there something you need to trust God more with as you wait? And how are you going to become more like Jesus by being patient so that other people notice that you are different? You might like now to draw a picture of a big sunflower and think about, what are you waiting for? Where do you need more patience? And then write or draw your answers on the leaves. Pray for God to give each of you patience in those situations. And then stop and ask God what he wants to say to you now as you are waiting. And then write that in the sunflower head as a reminder. If you'd like to share your sunflower pictures with us, then email or message us a photo because we'd love to see them. Spend some time together worshipping God. A few things you might like to do together. Play the game How Long, where you all close your eyes, you pick a time, for example 10 or 30 seconds, then each put your hand up when you think that amount of time has passed. Who's got the closest? That person's the winner. Or what about putting a treat out and seeing how long you can all resist not eating it? Or you might like to plant a seed and watch it grow, remembering though that it starts growing before you can see it. Have a great week. We will see some of you at Destination, but we look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday to learn about the next fruit of the Spirit, kindness.